Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith at the National Weather Service in Pocatello with your Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing for Wednesday, May 22nd. Fear not, we're having some technical issues here in the office this morning. This is not a change to the normal briefing that you're used to. It's just going to look a little different today as we work through those some background technical issues here at the office this morning, so bear with us. As we start into our briefing here, I'm going to start off with the same graphic I led with yesterday during our briefing, because this really continues to set the tone for the weather that we're expecting across the northern Rockies, really into the foreseeable future. We continue to have a really broad, large-scale trough. It's what we call a long-wave trough. So when you think ridge, think high pressure, nice weather. Trough, low pressure, not so nice weather. This long-wave trough continues to remain parked and stagnant here over the northern Rockies, and we continue to see individual low-pressure storm systems, one after another, come in along the Pacific coast and track to the southwest of our area, kind of loop around that trough, and head up across Utah and Wyoming. And each of those systems continues to keep us locked into these cool temperatures, below normal temperatures across our area, and they continue to bring this repetitive shower activity. So here again are the 6 to 10 day outlooks from the Climate Prediction Center, still locked into that above normal chance for precipitation. A strong signal for below normal temperatures, and you all have certainly experienced that over the past couple weeks. And even looking out into the 8 to 14 day period, so really the next 2 weeks, maybe a little bit of a weaker signal here as far as climatology goes, but still shading for above normal precipitation and below normal temperatures continuing. So we're still waiting, we're still watching for that signal that we're going to be able to break this large-scale pattern and finally move on with a little more typical spring-like weather across southeast Idaho. Let's switch gears here and take a look at, this is one of our computer models. We're going to take this out over the next several days just to give you a general idea of what we're expecting. This is going to look very similar to what we've had for the past several days in terms of daily shower activity across the region. So as we kick this off here at 6 a.m. this morning, you can see showers here, particularly across southern portions of the forecast area, around Blackfoot, Pocatello, Soda Springs, down across Cassia County. And as I advance this, continued isolated to scattered showers through the morning hours. A little bit of an increase here as we go into the afternoon. Here's 2 p.m., a little bit better coverage, 3 o'clock, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. So again, isolated to scattered showers expected again today across the forecast area. May see a few isolated thunderstorms mixing in again, very much like what we've seen the last couple days. If you've been paying attention to our social media or other weather sources, we've had a few cold air funnel clouds with that. We've had 1 or 2 instances of some very small hail, but really that's all we're going to be able to squeeze out of these. We are not expecting conditions to be favorable for any high impact or severe weather with any thunderstorm that mixes in. I think we're going to see a little bit of a lull. So as we go here 11 o'clock and beyond tonight into Thursday morning, you can see a lull across the area with less shower coverage. A lot of places may squeak out dry for most of the overnight, extending into Thursday morning. By the time we get into mid-morning, a little bit of an increase in our shower potential here down across the Bear Lake area, also Preston and the northern Cache Valley, possibly Malad, and we'll watch that activity expand across the area. And as we go into the afternoon here, you can see a blossoming again of scattered showers across almost all of the forecast area, possibly a few isolated thunderstorms yet again mixing in during peak heating on Thursday afternoon. Yet again, things try to settle down a little bit Thursday night. May see some more persistent activity continue here in the southeast, particularly east and south of the interstate corridors. But for most of you, another lull Thursday night into early Friday morning before additional showers arrive for Friday afternoon. So status quo continues here across our forecast area. Let's take a look at day-to-day temperatures, starting with today. Again, 40s and 50s for highs across the region, exactly what we've been seeing for the past several days. Still watching for a little bit of that high elevation snow to mix in, but we're still not expecting any widespread travel impacts with this. There may be a little wet snow, a few flakes mixing in down to 6,000 feet, particularly during those colder periods, so the overnight into the morning hours each day. But I think accumulations are really going to be confined above 7,500 feet. So even for some of our higher passes here, places like Galena Summit, Banner Summit, Monida Pass, Emigration, Pine Creek, Watch out for an isolated slick spot, but again, not expecting any widespread travel issues with the temperatures that we're expecting across the region. Northeast flow coming down the Snake Plain is going to produce some breezy conditions and some chop today on American Falls Reservoir. So we do have a lake wind advisory that's in effect from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So if you will be recreating out on the reservoir, be aware of that. Not hitting traditional wind advisory criteria across the forecast area at large, but on a northeast flow, as soon as we get over about 10 knots of wind on the reservoir, we start to see some issues with that chop, and thus that advisory is in effect. Thursday, let's do it all over again. Highs in the 40s and 50s across the area. Scattered showers, particularly during the day and during the afternoon, a few isolated thunderstorms. Little bit of that high elevation snow, but you can see probably less of a focus here on the Central Mountains, maybe a little bit more down toward Georgetown and in the Bear River Range. So if you'll be traveling over Emigration Pass, Emigration Summit here, just be on the alert for a few slick spots, but other than that, again, no travel issues from the snow. Friday, inching up just a few degrees. You'll see some 60s here, low 60s, upper 50s creeping in at lower elevations. Another round of shower activity with some isolated thunderstorms, so no change there. Now, if you were listening yesterday morning, I told you we're watching for maybe some relief this weekend. Our next storm system that's coming in is going to spend a little bit more time down along the Pacific coast. It's going to be in a good location to give us a longer period of south to southwest wind flow. I can't guarantee we're going to be dry. We still have showers in the forecast for both Saturday and Sunday, but we continue to nudge our temperature forecast a little bit warmer here. So as I advance into Saturday, mid 60s expected across lower elevations, particularly here in the Snake Plain and the Eastern Magic Valley. So a little glimmer of spring working in for Saturday. A little bit warmer here on Sunday. Upper 60s, possibly getting close to 70 degrees at a few locales here for your high temperatures during the afternoon. So again, still some showers, but we will make a bit of improvement on those temperatures. And I think some of these low to mid 60s are probably going to continue into the early part of next week as well. Looking at the water and hydrology situation across the region, only one alert in effect right now, and that is a flood advisory that continues for the Bigwood River at Haley. Can see for the next several days, actually over the course of the next 7 days, expected to stay in this yellow category here. This is our action or bank full stage. Maybe inching up a little bit here as you get out into the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday time frame, and that's with those warmer temperatures nudging in, but still some shower activity. Might be a little bit of a response there, but right now generally expected to remain in the bank full region. Now, for all of our waterways, as is typical this time of year, be on alert for elevated flows, fast-moving water, very cold water, very similar to what we see every year. You're going to want to make sure you keep pets and children away from those fast and high flows. As always, you can grab a forecast anytime for your specific location at weather.gov/Pocatello. This is a capture of our point-and-click forecast map. It's right on the homepage. Get your forecast and also see what alerts are in effect for your area. And you can see the lake wind advisory lit up here as well as the flood advisory for the Bigwood at Haley. That's it for our briefing this morning. If you have any questions for us, please feel free to reach out and have a great day.